if you guys are serious about making it out of this ghetto, you got to focus. You got to stop blaming white people for your problems. And you've got to learn how to rap or play basketball or something, nigga, you're trapped.
And Nubian sisters, man, if y'all don't blame white folks everything, that's cool. But the ones who Ray Rays and Boogie's in them and Shanae, Shaquana, Shaquita and them and everybody else of color, stop blaming whites for every fucking thing what goes on in this damn country. Okay, some of them is to blame, but the rest of it is not. Because you got to look at no matter what you think about Caucasians, just like I don't care what white folks think about us as African Americans, aka black people. We people too, just as much they are people. They human, just as much as we are humans. But we need to stop trying to blame whites for every fucking thing. I don't care if they run the world or not. I don't.
Did you get shot while pointing a firearm at a police officer and saying you're going to kill them? Well, then you deserve justice and a large paycheck. Call me, Attorney Emmanuel Goldstein at the Race Bait Law Firm today, and I'll make sure you get plenty of both.
Yo, basically, the name of this video is going to be "You Can't Handle the Truth." I think everyone remembers Jack Nicholson saying that in the movie. But I'm going to say black folks can't handle the truth. They can't handle the truth. They're asking for these body cameras. You don't really want to see the truth. They don't really want to see the truth. The thing is that you still had people with the Terrence Walker thing, even though the cop had the body camera on. You saw him acting a fool. You saw him doing this. There were still people trying to say, oh, well, he didn't have to do him like that. But notice, one thing I have seemed to notice is no marches, no hands up, don't shoot. I'm black, hands up, don't shoot. My life matters. I'm black. And haven't seen that because you want to know why? He was acting a fool. Evading the cops, showed up with the weapon, done all that. This is what tends to happen when you actually see what everyone pretty much, to be honest with you, everyone pretty much already figured what was going on. Now you got proof. You got video proof. You can't handle the truth. I'm going to go ahead and keep saying that. I'm gonna say that on the course of this video. You can't handle the truth. Thing is,
the hidden hand, that's the point, you know what I'm saying? But don't get it twisted, though. Don't start blaming the hidden hand for everything. If I say, man, Brother Ben, you got a job? No, brother, man, the white man, you see what I'm saying? No, brother. Because you got all this supreme knowledge now. You got access to books now. See, back then, they didn't let you read books. You see what I'm saying? Back then, we didn't have YouTube. You understand what I'm saying? And then if you even blame the white versus black thing, there's people making millions of dollars on YouTube right now. There's people making millions of dollars on the internet right now, on social media right now. If you still think it's a black versus white thing, hell, put a white pitch up there and do your business. So there's no excuse today for why we in this condition that we
These days, don't say whitey is the fault of you not eating. If you're a man, you get your ass out there and go to work. Look at what the Bible said. The Bible said, if a man don't work, a man don't eat. Stop sitting back depending on people to take care of you. Take care of yourself.
Yo, so there I was, just minding my own business, robbing a convenience store with a shotgun, when all of a sudden, the cops come running in. I point the gun at the cops so I could tell them I was innocent, but they shot me before I had the chance to say anything. I knew I deserved justice, and thanks to Attorney Goldstein and the Race Bait Law Firm, I got it.
It doesn't matter if you're innocent or guilty. As long as you're a black man and the officer who shot you is Caucasian, I could get you money.
One time, I was selling crack rocks and pimping hoes out on the corner of 16th Street and Martin Luther King Drive when one of my girls tells me she didn't have my money. So I started beating her with the handle of my pistol when all of a sudden, I realized I'm being ambushed by like 16 cops. I pointed my gun at one of them so I could show them I wasn't playing. But they shot me before I had a chance to tell them I didn't have any bullets. Racist pig cops. Fortunately for me, I called my lawyers at the Race Bait Law Firm and they got me off scot-free. I even got money from the police department for my gunshot wound.
Don't worry if you...
For the things that blacks had to endure for centuries. I guess the realistic and rational answer should be no. I find myself holding all whites accountable for the things that we've been through, for the things that their ancestors done to us. And I believe that that's beyond wrong. It's not right, and it's not fair. And you know, us black folk have to realize that a part of the reason why we are still where we are today is because of us. It's no longer the white man's fault, it's our fault. Like I said in my last video, we bring each other down. We hold each other back. And I think that's because of the crab in the bucket mentality that so many of us have. We're always trying.
And Justin Bieber too. Even though they dress and try to talk like you. The music of Taylor Swift and clothing from J. Crew. And John Heder, also half of Derek Jeter. Add to that a fleet of soccer moms packed into their yoga tights. And so for all this awesome, neat, wonderful stuff, you know you don't thank the Lord, you thank the whites.
Thank the whites, thank the whites, you know you don't thank the Lord, you thank the whites.
We gave you Breaking Bad and all the songs by Creed, all the cast of Friends and trash like Tara Reid, a virtual world of porn so you can spill your seed. Ray-Ban glasses, leggy blondes with tiny asses, Frisbee sports and fancy coffee tube, energy efficient lights. And so for all this awesome, neat, wonderful stuff, you know you don't thank the Lord, you thank the whites. Thank the whites, thank the whites, you know you don't thank the Lord, you thank the whites.
You know what? That song only made me hate white people even more.
What about 8 more verses?
Let's go.
In 2013, whites made up 54% of offenders of hate crimes, despite being 64% of the U.S. population. That means whites disproportionately do not commit hate crimes on average. Blacks, on the other hand, made up 24.3% of all hate crime offenders, despite being 12% of the U.S. population. That means blacks, on average, disproportionately commit hate crimes. Think about it. We're told by the liberal media and academia that whites are racist. Only whites can commit hate crimes. But when you step back and look at the data, it's clear that only one group of people have a tendency to commit hate crimes. Only one group of people are disproportionately, factually more racist and bigoted in America, and that group of people are fellow blacks, my fellow blacks.
Dear black people, stop blaming white people for racism. Entry number 72 of my book, From Black to Human. If being equal was the truth of our situation, then those who believe that they were less than believe in a lie. But that will also mean that those who believe that they were better than believe in a lie as well. Wouldn't you agree? We all know that there's a system of racism in America, a system that claims that black people are inferior and white people are superior. Because blacks are considered inferior, they automatically assume that they are the victims and whites are to blame. But let's break this down. If a black person grows up in a family that subconsciously believes that they are inferior, we will sympathize with that black person for having a nigga mentality or for thinking that he or she is inferior. But if a white person grows up in a family that subconsciously believes that they are superior, we will condemn that white person for having a racist mentality or for thinking that he or she is superior. Why is this? Since black people understand that the system is unfair, they also expect white people to be aware of the fact that the system is unfair and expect them to denounce it because it claims that they're superior. However, why are black people expecting from white people what they don't even expect from themselves? Yes, white people should denounce the system that claims that they're superior. But why aren't black people denouncing the same system that claims that they're inferior? Any black person who tries to condemn white people for not doing what they don't do for themselves is an ignorant hypocrite and needs to shut up and stop being a hopeless victim. There are way too many examples of black people today who have the nigga mentality, which is caused by the system of racism. But if white people can become conscious to change their racist mentality, why can't black people become conscious to change their nigga mentality? If white people don't have to depend on black people to wake up, then black people don't have to depend on white people to wake up as well. That's why I don't necessarily agree with the Black Lives Matter movement, because it's telling black people that they cannot wake up unless white people wake up first, which is absolute bullshit.
That takes place in black America can be folded neatly and tucked away and placed at the doorstep of the ongoing legacy of slavery. When you have a conversation with an Afro-American and you ask them, what is it that the white man owes you after everything that he has already given you? What is it that you feel that you are lacking? What stone has the American white man left unturned that you feel needs to be uprooted that will balance the scales from this ongoing demonic legacy of slavery? The Negroes, most of them, have no answer. Because in hindsight, if you review the history and you understand what it is that the American white man gave the Negro, the fact that 80% of black people hold dear to the Bible and Christianity can be placed at the doorstep of slavery. When the African slaves were brought here, they didn't speak English, they couldn't read the Bible, they weren't allowed to be Christians. It was only after the slave master realized that allowing the slaves to embrace Christianity in fact made better slaves of them, that large numbers of Negro slaves embraced this religion.
Black people, please stop blaming white people for all your problems. And the reason why is I'm going to go over some things that black people don't do that creates their own problems. Now, if you hear me lisping, I have an issue with my wisdom tooth, so please bear through it. I said I was going to hop off of the race situations. I don't want to talk about race anymore because I'm getting irritated with hearing some of these racist videos. But I want to talk about some of the things that we do as black people that kind of hinder us. And some of the things I've learned, you know, with some of the knowledge I have. Now, one of the things we do as black people that hinders us is we don't own real estate. We don't have any real estate. And real estate is really the bedrock to any business. Like, if you're going to have real estate, if you're going to own a business, it's always good to invest in real estate because you can sell off assets and put a capital injection back into your company if needed, just in case your company is failing or falling, right? So what happens with a lot of businesses, and with me working in the mortgage industry, I've seen tons of businesses fail. And why they fail is because what happens is once the person creates a business, the business turns profitable, they start buying houses and cars. And once they start buying a house and car, they have no other assets to, place in the business just in case, tough times occur. So because all of their income is now placed to liabilities. So they're losing income. And this is one of the big things in the black community. Instead of blaming white people, saying, oh yeah, they created these laws. Yeah, these laws were in the past. So now we can't focus on that. We have to focus on the now.
This is all a form of self-hate. I talked about this as an example of playing the dozens. You hear it in hip-hop with the beefing that goes on, and when they talk about themselves, it's self-aggrandizement. They want to make themselves a great, I'm this, I'm that, I'm doing this. But then they also talk poorly about other people. You ain't shit and fuck you and all this kind of stuff. Well, that is all an expression of self-hate. And it's a cultural phenomenon, a cultural dynamic that is expressed within the African-American community in general. And no other people, in my opinion, have those levels of self-hate. No other people, not that I've seen. Okay, and I'm almost 40 years old. I have yet to see that level of self-hate being expressed amongst one group of people, and it becomes a socialized norm.
Why you keep saying that all the time? And when you say that, what you're saying is that you don't know how to beat him. He's better than you. Stop saying that. Stop it. White man hold us down. White man hold us down. Then why you act so crazy then?
White man made me shoot. White man gave me the gun. That's how come my 17-year-old boy shot his sister's side of the 17-year-old boy. Because white man brought the gun. White man brought the gun in, so my boy didn't have no more sense than shoot. And white man, how come you made that baby and didn't take care? White man made me. White man right there holding the light. Made sure when I made that girl pregnant, he right there. Go ahead, make her pregnant, boy. Black boy. Make her pregnant. Pull your pants down below.
Officers out there that take things too far, abuse their power. They're humans. We're a flawed species. With that being said, today we're going to talk about personal responsibility. Black people, it is 2014. Hate to break this to you. If your life is messed up, it ain't because of slavery. Your ass was never a slave. You probably ain't know nobody that was a slave. You probably don't know nobody that knew nobody that was a slave. Slavery ended a long time ago. Yes, it put us in a big hole in this country, but guess what? Dig your way out of it. Civil rights, about 50 years ago. I don't know if y'all know, we won. We Google it, we won. Yeah, it was a fight. They marched, they sat in, we won. So in 2014, if your life is messed up, look in the mirror, figure out what you're doing, what you're not doing. Take some personal responsibility for yourselves, for your lives. I understand, sometimes you can't help the hand you were dealt. You were born in the ghetto, in the projects, you were born in a bad situation. Nothing you can do about that. But what you can do is do your best to get out of it. If you live in a messed up neighborhood, let me give you a little advice. Stop messing it up. Ain't no rich white men sneaking into the hood in the middle of the night, spray painting graffiti, peeing in hallways. George Bush ain't out in the neighborhoods selling crack on the corner. You know what I'm saying? If your neighborhood is messed up, it's because the people in the neighborhood continually mess it up.
Okay, we've got to stop naming our children with these ghetto names. Lucretia, D. Anthony. And what is that? Ladashiatia? Okay, we don't pronounce dashes in the English language. All you're doing is making your child's life harder when you do that. You're the boss of a company. You get two identical resumes. Do you hire Thomas Smith or do you hire LaDanavian Smith? Stop jeopardizing your child's future with these names. You think Obama would have won if his name was LaDanavian Obama? And same thing goes for nickname. Pookie, Lele, Big Swole. If your name is Shay, why do I have to call you Shay Shay? Why do I have to say it twice? There's no reason for that. Your nickname is Boy Boy. At what time do you become
They're
man?
being better than each other. The I can fuck anybody up kind of mentality. I'm the toughest dude, blah, 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 blah. That's what we say about ourselves. But then maybe you say, Phil, it's just the music. It's not really us. It's just the music. It's just entertainment. Fine, let's just say it's entertainment. The problem is, in our households, most of us do not have fathers. Most of us have a fucking fucked up household with half brothers, half sisters, because we can never stay together. You know what I mean? As a family, we can never do it. Got all this fucked up shit. So we start looking other directions for guidance. We start looking other directions for guidance and listening to things. So a lot of these kids listen to the hip hop music. Now, I'm not blaming the hip hop music, because in the end, it's the parents' fault. It's not the music's fault. Because the music is becoming more violent, but crime is going down some. So it's not just the music, so I'm blaming the parents, not the music. Don't get it twisted. But what's interesting is, what do we like to watch as a people? What do we watch as a people? What entertains us? What makes us smile as a people? What is the #1 popular black American website? World Star. Oh, World Star, that's the most popular one? What is World Star filled with? The vast majority of World Star. Violence. People hurting each other, embarrassing each other, like black people, like black girls having sex on the phone while talking to their boyfriend on the phone, having sex with another guy. These are the kind of things we enjoy watching. People beating up other people for no reason, knockout game, whatever it is. These are the things we enjoy and share and laugh about.
I don't understand. We guys and gals, men, women, ladies and gentlemen of the black community, we've got to stop blaming white America for our own problems. We got to stop this. There are a ton of issues in the black community, and we keep trying to blame it on white America. This man not having a job, although he's highly educated, may not have anything to do with his race. He needs to learn how to be an entrepreneur and create his own wealth, his own business, and quit relying on somebody else to hire you. Why are you sitting around waiting for these white folks to hire you from the work at their company when they're already too busy hiring their sons, daughters, cousins, uncles, and aunts? They're hiring their own people. I don't blame them. They don't give a damn about your black ass or my black ass. Why should they? We've got to be in control of our own destiny.
Topic, self-accountability.
Do you have?
Exactly. Okay, in the black community, a lot of us, and I'm saying it, a lot of us, love to blame others for all of our problems and all of our shortcomings when really it's our fault the majority of the time.
Exactly. This is why I can't blame other races when they say, oh, black people are the crybabies of the world. Right. Basically are.
You know
oh, it's the white man. It's the white man. They keeping us down. Oh, it's Hispanics. Oh, it's Asians. It's Arabics. No, motherfucker, it's you.
Now, so when I say stop blaming the white man, you must know I'm not telling you throw away your history. You must know I'm not declining from the fact that a white supremacy does exist. I'm not declining from that. What I'm telling you is this. The same thing that's going on right now is what's been going on for years. The blame game. So now I said this. We've been blaming white people for the last, 30 years extended? More than that. And look, the situation is still fucked up. So maybe we should change the direction of the blame. Now